Welcome to Homework Lib.
To construct a 90% confidence interval for the difference between the mean yields of the two types of fertilizers, we'll use the formula, the difference between the sample means plus or minus the critical t times the square root of the standard deviation squared over the sample size plus the second standard deviation squared over its sample size. Or you can think of that as the variances, the sample variances. So you need to make the calculations. The mean from the sample A is about 467.786. The mean from sample B is 448.3. The critical T, the degrees of freedom here would be the sum of the two samples, 24 minus 2, so the degrees of freedom is 22. We want 90%, so alpha is 0.1. So the critical T with 22 degrees of freedom is 1.717. The variance from the first sample is 393.72. And there are 14 in the first sample, and the variance from the second sample is 736.23. This is just coming from a statistical calculator. And there are 10 in that sample. So the lower boundary now doesn't say what to round to. Okay. You'll subtract 1.717 times the square root of the variance from the first sample over the sample size plus the variance from the second sample over its sample size. 2.1665 to 4 places, and the upper boundary from adding is 36.8050 to 4 places. Is there a significant difference between the average numbers? Well, yes, since 0 is not in this interval. This means there is a significant difference.